Hi everyone, it's Jody from An Eye for Beauty, and today is Sunday, January 10th, 2021. And this message is for the week of, or whenever you hear this message. But that being said, with all of the stuff that's going on in our worlds and on an energetic level, things are really shifting and changing. We're stepping into 100% the age of Aquarius. I'm not really sure if this message would make sense down the road. It might, parts of it might, but this, generally speaking, is really for this week, the energies of this week, which is January 10th. So I'm going to pull out 3 cards, and I want you to determine now if you want to just listen to the whole message or if you want to pick a card. And we have 3 cards. So you can pick card number 1, card number 2, or card number 3, or you can just listen to the whole message and see how it resonates with you. So we're going to start with card number 1. And card number 1 is asking you to really look at your inner child now. So what's happening through everything that's going on, through the experiences that we are personally going through, as well as the experiences that we are going through as a whole universe, a whole human collective consciousness. You know, if you look at what's going on in our world, it's not just the United States, it's all the different countries are all involved in this. So it's really every human being that's on this earth right now really needs to look at within the wounds, the traumas, the things that have hurt them throughout this lifetime, and acknowledge them. Acknowledge those wounds. Acknowledge those deeply rooted traumas or hurts that you have been holding on to since you were a child. Because we have to start looking at what we've been holding on to all these years. So that's looking at your inner child and look at it and say, how am I nurturing my inner child? How have I been taking care of my inner child? A lot of times as adults, what happens is we don't look at that aspect of ourselves. And then we grow up, and then we become adults, and then we become parents, and then our children start to replicate those wounds, traumas, whatever you want to call them. And then we see them and we don't really know how to deal with them because we never dealt with them when we were children ourselves. We never dealt with them when we were young adults. We never dealt with them. That's a lot of humans right now. Now take that information that I just gave you and look at what's going on in the world. And look at what's going on in terms of the fighting that is going on between each person against the other person. And where do you think all of that stems from? It stems from deep wounds that are inside your body. And so when something outside of you is going on, you don't know how to handle it. So you're just reacting as you normally would, even if it was in a situation that was more personal to you, because you haven't really healed your wounds. And all of this emotional chaos and emotional upheaval is happening because we have not, as a whole human collective, dealt with our own shit. And that's really, in a nutshell, what it comes down to. So if you chose card number 1, where can you take what I'm saying and say, let me investigate. Let me be curious about this. Let me think about this. What kind of wounds do I have that I need to work on or work through? So I'll give you an example for myself, because if somebody told me this a few years ago, I would have said my childhood was great. I didn't have any problems. Everything was fine. But in looking back, after I started doing inner work, and the deeper you do your inner work, the deeper you go, if you're willing to and open to doing the work. Not everybody is, and that's okay. We all have our own truth and our own journey. But in doing the work in the last few years, what I realized was everything stemmed back to the age of 12. And I didn't understand what happened at the age of 12 that made me start to, I don't know, go inward or feel different maybe. And part of it was that I was very close to my grandmother and she died. And that connection was severed. And I guess I never grieved over it. And so throughout my life, then I'm 26, my father dies. Then I'm 33, 4, whatever I was, 35, I don't even know. I went through a divorce. My mother lives in Las Vegas. My brother lived in Massachusetts. So basically, all of my close relationships had been severed in a sense, whether it was leaving the earth, whether it was leaving me. So I had to look at that and say, okay, how for me do I need to take care of my inner child? What did I not grieve? What did I not work through? What did I not see and acknowledge? Anything that I just shared right now, there's no right or wrong to it. It's just what I went through, what I experienced, and how I needed to work through it. And that took a while. It's not something you're going to do overnight. But if you chose card number 1, it's something that it's time for you to step into and investigate. Be curious about, think back to, just question. Because I'm telling you, it will help you, it will help your family, and it will help the whole human collective consciousness. Because what you're seeing right now out in the world is that there are so many people that have not healed their old wounds. And so what happens is they project them out to other people. And that is not serving anyone. And all it's doing is creating more chaos. It's time for us to come back inside and start feeling what we need to feel to help heal ourselves. So that's card number 1. Card number 2 is have confidence. So whatever you are experiencing right now, I want you to have more confidence in yourself. I mean, this message that I'm going to give you, we're already 7 minutes into the video, and I try to keep them small. So I'm not going to get too deep, because in everybody's situation, one way or another, of course, you're probably lacking a little confidence and you need a boost of confidence. And everybody's situation is going to be different. So if you chose card number 2, I really want you to think about where in your life you lack confidence or you doubt yourself. Because that is the area where you need more confidence. And it is very important for you to have trust and faith in that connection that you have with your Creator, to know that when you have that connection, your confidence is going to increase, because you're going to trust more that God would guide you always in the right direction, never in the wrong direction. Everything is in the right direction. It's when the doubt comes in, or when you lack the confidence, even if you have a gut feeling and you don't listen to it, that is doubt and lacking confidence. So where in your life can you say, I need to have a little bit more confidence, and then pray to God and ask Him to support you in that? That is what you need to do for yourself if you chose card number 2. And then we have card number 3. And card number 3 is assertiveness. So it's interesting that we have these 2 cards together. First we have confidence, and secondly we have being assertive. And being assertive means standing in your power in a loving and kind way when you truly know what's right for you. So if you work on having confidence and you don't have a doubt in your mind about anything, when you're more in tune with your life purpose, with what it is that you bring to the table in this world, you can have more confidence to be more assertive, to show others the way that you are, so that you can show others that it's safe for them as well to stand in their power and be honest with themselves and share that self with everybody else around them, no matter what those people think, no matter if they're going to judge them or not. It doesn't matter. Because when you gain the confidence and you become more assertive, that is when you can truly, 100% with faith and trust, know that you are exactly standing in the best power that you could be for your highest good. And that's what shining your light really is about having the confidence to stand in your power. Being assertive doesn't mean being pushy. It doesn't mean being forceful. It means coming from the heart center, coming from the heart space, bringing the heart, the love, the compassion, the empathy, but also what's in your mind, intuitively knowing that it's for your highest good and going forth and following that path. That is different than pushing and forcing. So if you chose card number 3, these angels want you to know that they will stand behind you as you assert yourself. Have the confidence to advocate for yourself. Call them in, give them permission to support you. The divine archangels of white light. Of course, you always calling God first. Maybe you want to call in your guardian angels. But always remember that by you allowing them in is when they can really help you. Otherwise, they're just standing behind us waiting to help us. So this week's message is really about doing some inner work, doing some healing work, in order for you to start to, to start to put into place the process of healing. Because when you put the process of healing in place, you do gain confidence, and then you can start asserting yourself more in areas where you need to do so. So this is going to be a good week, personally, anyway, for you if you follow the guideline of these cards in one way or another, knowing that you're empowered to go on the path that you're on right now, as long as you feel inside your gut that it's for your highest good. So I wish you a great week, and we will speak soon. Bye-bye.